My name is Gareth Freeman. I'm a personal trainer at Pure Gym in Newport. I work independently. I work for myself. I don't work for a company. I've been working here since December 2015, so that's about five months now, I think. I chose to work independently because it wasn't really my choice. I was looking for the best work at the time, which happened to be working for Pure Gym in Newport. The deal is you do 15 hours of free work each week, and that counts as your rent, and then you work then as an independent business on your own. So 15 hours of my week I'm technically employed by Pure Gym, but they don't pay me for it, but that counts then as I don't have to pay any rent each month, so it works out quite a good deal. When I'm doing the 15 hours, I do a lot of classes. So most of the time on shift I'm doing classes. I sort of maintain the gym, I act as a duty manager in the gym at the time. Again, the main thing I'll be doing is the classes though. I do things like spin classes, pump classes, kettlebell, abs classes, lots of different classes that I'll do. It helps because I have to do a lot of research about it. I have to look up a lot of exercises and things to do, which then benefits in the personal training. So in my free time then, after the 15 hours, I personal train independently, working for my own business, which is Gareth Freeman Personal Training. I'm registered obviously as a self-employed business. I essentially work for myself. I then do, in my spare time then, I get clients and personal train them each week. I try and do other work as well as the personal training. For example, to get me by, I've been applying for a few part-time jobs, just a couple hours a week, to try and get a bit more money in each week, because all my time isn't necessarily taken up from the client work, which obviously then leads to it being quite difficult to actually get the clients in the long run, because if you think, like I said, £20 is quite a lot of money to be paying for an hour just to have someone tell you to exercise. So not everyone wants to pay that kind of money, especially in a city like Newport. It's not necessarily the most affluent area. There's other gyms in the area that are more expensive, but as Pure Gym tends to be quite cheap, there's not many people here who are willing or who can afford to pay for the personal training, which is obviously a big negative to working here and as a personal trainer. The main problem with being a personal trainer is getting those clients just getting the clients in the first place, convincing someone that they're going to make a lot more progress training with me other than training on their own or doing it on their own, and which in a way is true. I mean, if you have someone there tracking it for you, telling you what to do and getting you there, then it is going to get you a lot. You're going to see a lot more progress that way. But I mean, myself, I never had personal training, and I was able to sort of build my health and fitness up entirely on my own. So I mean, it depends really. If you have that drive, but again, a lot of people don't have that drive. So I get to work on my own. I get to do pretty much entirely what I want to do. Obviously, a lot of my time is spent on getting as much money as I can. So in a sense, it's rather than having life and a job when you work independently, working self-employed, it's like your life is your job, and you need to be doing it pretty much constantly. Some people obviously it suits me. I enjoy it. I prefer to be working like this. If I was working in some office with someone telling me what to do, I wouldn't enjoy it as much as being able to sort of control it myself. The main source of getting clients is social media, Instagram and Facebook and those sorts of things. But a lot of people can see that. You can use it as sort of free advertising for yourself. I don't really necessarily get clients in the gym and just talking face to face. The majority of it comes from the social media. So I mean, social media is, for a personal trainer, it's great. I mean, it's like you can show off what you do. You can show off yourself. You can show off what people have achieved. People will see that on the social media, and because like they choose to be on that social media, they don't see it as advertising, even though it is advertising. So that's like the best kind of advertising. If you see an advert on TV, you just think, no, that's just an advert. They're just trying to sell me something. But if you've got like an Instagram account for personal training, and there's just photos of someone who's just training, people choose to look at that. People like to look at that. Some people might stay longer. Some people might not stay as long. I do have trouble sort of pushing people a little bit too hard, because if I push people too hard, then they kind of get a bit scared by it, and if they're scared, and a lot of people aren't prepared to push themselves as hard as they need to really kind of see the progress they need to see. I mean, in a sense, working alone, it's better if you're that kind of person. It's better for you to be working alone, but financially, it might not be better working alone. I think if you're willing to put the effort in, you can blast that much higher than working for a company or for a big company. But if you're not willing to put the effort in and you just want to be making easy money, you're probably better off really working for a company, because then you know how much money you're going to be getting in. Things are way easier planned, but I mean, there's a cap, and if you're not good enough, or if you're not, even though you might be good at your job, you might not be good enough to progress, and you might hit sort of a limit to what exactly you can do. When you're independently employed, I mean, there's no limit. I mean, the more effort you put in, the higher up you can get.